Women are lonelier than men, and it's getting worse. You see it in the data, you see it in the media, you see it in women's faces when they hit 40 with no partner, no kids, and no path back. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Men are fine, not all men, but most men over 40 who are single, they chose it, and they're at peace. Women over 40 who are single, most didn't choose it, and they're suffering. So, how did we get here? How did we create a world where women who are biologically wired for connection are more isolated than men who are built to function alone? The answer is simple. Toxic feminism sold women a lie, and now they're paying the price. Let's start with biology, because this isn't about blame. It's about reality. You see, men are built to handle solitude. Women aren't. From the beginning, men were designed to function alone, hunt alone, build alone, solve problems in isolation. Thousands of years of evolution wired men to be comfortable in solitude. That doesn't mean men don't want connection, but it means men can survive and even thrive without it. A man at 50, living alone with his workshop, his hobbies, his routines, he's probably fine, maybe even happy. Solitude doesn't break men. It's uncomfortable sometimes, but they adapt. Women, different wiring. Women are built for connection, for community, for relationships. Now, I'm not saying they are weak, nay. But the fact is, biologically, psychologically, evolutionarily, women need social bonds to thrive. It's why women form tight friendships, why they stay close to family, why they crave partnership more intensely than men. And research backs this up. Studies show women suffer more from social isolation than men. Higher rates of anxiety, depression, health decline. A woman at 50 living alone. The data shows she's struggling more than her male counterpart, not because she's flawed, but because her biology is screaming for connection she doesn't have. So, if women are wired for connection, how did we end up in a world where they're lonelier than ever? Well, toxic feminism sold women independence and delivered isolation. For decades, feminism told women, you don't need men. Independence is power. Marriage is oppression. Focus on your career. Delay relationships. Freeze your eggs if you want kids. You have time. And women believed it. They rejected relationships in their 20s. I'm focusing on my career. Delayed marriage in their 30s. I'm not ready to settle. Prioritized independence over partnership. I don't need a man. Meanwhile, feminism made dating a minefield for men. Women were taught to see men as threats, to demand equality but expect provision, to want independence but also expect men to lead, to reject traditional roles but still expect traditional treatment. Men looked at this contradictory mess and said, this isn't worth it. So they walked away, not in protest, not in anger, just quietly opted out. And here's what women didn't expect. Men adapted. They built lives without women, found purpose in hobbies, projects, businesses, friendships, discovered that peace beats chaos every time. Men over 40, 50, 60, single by choice. They're thriving in ways women didn't predict. And now women are hitting 35, 40, 45, and reality is crashing in, and the consequences are brutal. I saw a video recently, a woman, late 30s, almost 40, crying on camera. I have no partner, no children, and it's destroying me. I don't know what to do. The comments were full of feminists telling her, you don't need a man. You're strong. Live your best life. Focus on yourself. But she's not living her best life. She's suffering. The biological clock isn't a social construct. The need for partnership isn't internalized misogyny. It's human. And she's not alone. Studies show that childless women in their 40s express deep regret at rates between 20% and 30%. That's millions of women who were told you have time realizing they don't. Women over 40 report higher loneliness than men the same age, higher rates of anxiety and depression, lower life satisfaction. And here's the part nobody talks about. A lot of feminists hit 45 and start privately rethinking everything. Publicly, they're still posting about how empowered they are, how they don't need men, how independence is everything. Privately, they're worried, crying, wishing things were different, wondering if they made the wrong choices. Not all of them. Some genuinely chose solitude and are happy, but many, they're discovering that independence without connection is just loneliness with better marketing. Meanwhile, men over 40 are living proof that you can thrive alone. You see, men walked away and discovered they didn't need women as much as they thought. Now, if you're a man over 40, whether you're 50, 60, 70, and you're single by choice, nothing is wrong with you. You're not missing out. You adapted. Some of you tried relationships and walked away when the cost outweighed the benefit. Some of you saw the dating landscape and said, no thanks. Some of you are divorced and chose peace over trying again, and you're fine, better than fine. You have hobbies, projects, businesses, friendships, freedom, time, energy, peace. You're not desperately searching for a woman to complete you. You're not lonely in the way women are. You're content, maybe even happy. And women didn't expect this. They thought rejecting men would make men chase harder. Instead, men shrugged and moved on. Some men date younger women who haven't been poisoned by toxic feminism. Some stay single and enjoy autonomy. Some have casual relationships without commitment, but they're not coming back to the women who rejected them because the juice isn't worth the squeeze anymore. Now let's talk numbers, because this isn't just anecdotal. The data is clear. Studies show women are suffering more from the loneliness epidemic. Women report higher rates of loneliness than men across all age groups, but the gap widens after 40. Single women over 40 are unhappier than single men over 40. Married women are happier than single women, but married men and single men report similar happiness levels. Translation: men don't need marriage to be happy. Women do. Women initiated 70% of divorces, but post-divorce, women report more unhappiness, more regret, and more financial struggle than men. Women over 40 are asking, where have all the good men gone? Constantly. Articles, TikToks, podcasts, YouTube videos. The desperation is palpable. Men over 40 aren't asking, where have all the good women gone? They've moved on. And fertility regret is real. Women who delayed motherhood for careers are now facing the reality that biological clocks don't care about empowerment narratives. Egg freezing doesn't guarantee success. Adoption is expensive and complicated, and the window closes faster than feminism admitted. So here's the reality. Feminism told women that independence would bring fulfillment. It brought isolation instead. Now, if you're a feminist watching this, I want to challenge you directly. You sold women a lie. You told them they didn't need men. That independence was everything. That traditional roles were oppression. And now women are lonelier than ever, more anxious, more depressed, more regretful. Men adapted and thrived. Women followed your advice and suffered. So, are you going to keep pretending everything's fine? Keep telling 40-year-old childless women that they're empowered? Keep blaming men for the consequences of your ideology? Or are you going to admit that you were wrong? Because the women suffering right now, they listened to you, and you failed them. And for the women watching this who are feeling the weight of loneliness, who are realizing that independence didn't deliver what it promised, there's still a path forward. It's not too late to change course. If you're in your 30s, you still have time. But you have to get realistic fast. Stop listening to feminists who tell you to wait for perfection. Stop rejecting good men because they're not 6 feet tall or don't make 6 figures. Stop prioritizing career over relationships if relationships are what you actually want. Be honest about what you need. If you want a partner and kids, prioritize that now, not later. If you're in your 40s, it's harder but not impossible. You have to be honest about the market. Younger women are competing for the same men. Your options are smaller, your timeline is shorter. But good men still exist. Men who want partnership, who aren't red pill bitter, who are capable of love and commitment. You just have to offer something real. Not games, not tests, not the same feminist contradictions that drove men away. And if you're in your 50s or beyond and single, you have to make peace with reality. Romantic partnership might not happen, but connection still can. Deep friendships, community, family, mentorship, purpose. You can't undo the past, but you can stop pretending loneliness is empowerment. And for the men watching, you already know this. If you're over 40 and single by choice, you're proof that men can build fulfilling lives without women. You're not desperate. You're not lonely in the way women are. You're not scrolling through dating apps hoping someone swipes right. You adapted. You built something. You found peace. And if women are lonely now, that's not your responsibility to fix. You didn't create this. Feminism did. They told women to reject you. You moved on. That's not cruelty. That's consequence. You're allowed to choose yourself, to protect your peace, to say no thanks to relationships that don't add value. And you're not broken for being content alone. You're evolved. So here's what this all comes down to. Feminism created a loneliness epidemic, and women are bearing the brunt of it. Men adapted. Women are suffering, and pretending otherwise doesn't help anyone. The solution? Women have to get honest. Stop following an ideology that isolated them. Stop rejecting connection in the name of independence. Stop pretending they're fine when they're not. And men, keep doing what you're doing. Building, thriving, living on your own terms. Now, for men who are focused on themselves and their well-being, I have a weekly newsletter that helps you live a healthier, stronger, happier, more peaceful, and more fulfilled life. It's for men who chose themselves and want to keep thriving. The link's in the description and pinned in the comments. And now here's what I want from you. Men over 40. Are you single by choice? And are you happier now than you were in relationships? Drop your story in the comments. And women, if this hit home, if you're realizing that independence didn't bring what you thought it would, be honest. What do you wish you'd known at 25? Because the loneliness epidemic is real. The data is clear, and ignoring it doesn't make it go away. If this validated something you've been thinking but couldn't say out loud, if you finally feel seen, hit that subscribe button. Share this with a man who needs to know he's not broken for choosing peace. Because we're here for men who built lives on their own terms, who refused to settle, who discovered that thriving alone beats suffering together every single week.